St. Clement's Council 10257 of Boonville, Indiana is proud to celebrate our 25th year as a council in the Knights of Columbus. The Knights of Columbus is the world's largest Catholic fraternal service organization, with more than 1.8 million members in countries around the world, including the United States, Canada, Mexico, the Philippines, Cuba, Dominican Republic, Poland, Lithuania, Ukraine, the Bahamas, and South Korea. The Knights of Columbus operates through and maintains an active system of local and state councils that conduct extensive charitable and volunteer programs. The governing authority of the Knights of Columbus is the Supreme Council, which maintains its headquarters in New Haven, Connecticut. There are subordinate state or territorial councils in every jurisdiction where the Knights of Columbus is established, as well as local councils, most of which are associated with a Catholic parish. The state, territorial, and local councils are unincorporated associations holding charters from the Supreme Council and are subject to dissolution or merger according to the laws of the Knights of Columbus. The Order's principles of charity, unity, and fraternity guide the activities of Council 10257. These founding principles underlie the laws of the Order and presuppose that all members of the Knights of Columbus, as Catholic gentlemen, will follow these fundamental tenets. We all endeavor to speak charitably, bear wrongs patiently, and forgive offenses willingly. Council 10257 was chartered in February 1990. At that time, 71 members made up the council, and today approximately 20 of those chartering members remain active. If you are interested in seeing the charter and checking the names, it hangs on the north wall of the social hall. Today, Council 10257 is a council in good standing with state and national leadership. As of March 2015, we have 79 members on the books. The council had already begun making annual Christmas trips to deliver clothing, toys, and candy to the community in Martin, Kentucky, when, in December 1990, the Sisters of the Dwelling Place Monastery, who managed the project in Martin, expressed an interest in finding someone who could lay and set stone on the base of their chapel. There were no local tradesmen who had the skills necessary to perform the job. During the January 1991 business meeting, the project was officially proposed, voted on, and approved. The following Memorial Day weekend, 9 men who worked construction made the 600-mile round trip, accompanied by 3 wives, to work the project. 7 knights who could not make the trip agreed to help finance the effort by donating funds to buy gas and food. All left at 6 p.m. Friday night and arrived at 2 a.m. Saturday morning. After 3 hours' sleep, work began. 3 men laid stone while the rest mixed mortar, removed stone from the nearby mountain, and moved it to the chapel. 5 nuns worked side by side with the crew, cleaning or digging stone. By 10:30 p.m. Saturday, the last stone was cleaned and laid, and for good measure, 3 large trees that were hanging over the chapel were removed and cut up for firewood. After Mass on Sunday, more repairs to the property were made before loading the trucks and vans for the return trip. The crew returned home to Boonville at 8 p.m. Sunday night. And so began the tradition of service work to those less fortunate or in need that has become the cornerstone of our council. Following a parish council meeting in 1991, Council 10257 answered a call to address structural deficiencies noted at St. Rupert's Church. The walls in the sacristy and sanctuary were sagging. Floors were damaged by termites, and plaster walls were cracked or cracking. The Knights agreed to take the lead in performing the repairs, while the parish agreed to purchase the materials. This project included the participation from parishioners as well as the Knights. Imagine the sight of young boys and teens volunteering to perform excavation duties under the church until a crawl space was widened enough to allow Knights access to that newly created crawl space where steel beams were rolled into place using short pieces of pipe as done when constructing the pyramids. Concrete slabs and jacks were used to raise the walls and level the sanctuary as a permanent fix. Once the sanctuary settled and stabilized, the plaster repair could be undertaken. 2 weeks, 20 men, and 8 young men took part in this phase of repair. One mother proudly said, "In years to come, those boys will be able to say they were the only ones that could do the job under the church, and they volunteered." Pews were removed, flooring was removed, and 4 floor joists were replaced, allowing new flooring to be installed, sanded, and varnished. The final phase included plaster repair and final painting. Painting involved 3 levels of painters on ladders of varying heights, going through the church painting each level simultaneously. Youngsters followed, wiping up spilled paint. Through each phase, the parishioners, led by the ladies of the parish, followed the repair trail, cleaning and finishing the job. An estimated 600 hours were put in by 28 Knights, 18 ladies of St. Rupert's, and 9 boys from the CCD classes. The pride, joy, and yes, I think identity of Council 10257 is found in the float the Council built in 1994, the Nina. The purpose for building the float was to promote the Knights of Columbus and their works to the public. It is an outward sign of the Knights of Columbus' relevance in today's world. The vision for the float was to provide an easily recognized and affordable project to exhibit in parades. The Nina was constructed after studying a picture of a replica. During construction, many details were added to create a sense of realism. The Nina proudly carries 4 handcrafted brass cannons. It is the result of imagination and craftsmanship of 32 members of the St. Clement Council. Most recently, the float sailed in the Boonville Christmas Parade, after winning 2nd place in the Westside Nut Club Parade in October 2014. The Bread of Life Ministry is located in Warwick County in Linville, Indiana. The ministry is a food and clothing bank which makes available large quantities of food, clothing, toys, and infant products to individuals, churches, charities, and not-for-profit organizations throughout southwestern Indiana, southern Illinois, and Kentucky, and directly benefits more than 25,000 people a year. Reverend Bill Carlisle, who headed the Bread of Life ministry at the time, approached the council and asked their assistance in obtaining two much needed buildings to expand their warehousing and distribution operation. The council agreed to obtain volunteers, donated materials, equipment, and to oversee the project while Reverend Carlisle continued to raise funds to execute the project. Volunteers of various organizations and faiths came together for the common purpose of enhancing the operations of the Bread of Life ministry, and the Knights of Columbus led the effort. Donated material, labor, and equipment came together to construct the two buildings needed by Reverend Carlisle and his ministry. The two building additions were 42 by 7 feet and 42 by 24 feet and included built-in storage shelves. Over half of the 4,347 volunteer hours were donated by the Knights of Columbus. Reverend Carlisle estimated the volunteers saved his ministry between $15,000 and $20,000 in construction costs. For their efforts, Council 10257 was recognized as one of the top 10 community activities by the 1997-98 International Service Program Awards program of the Knights of Columbus. The signature event conducted annually by the Knights of Columbus is the Special Needs Fishing Tournament. In 2008, a need was identified to provide easy access to and from the lakes where the tournament was hosted. Requirements were refined and a solution defined to build and install a permanent bridge across the inlet between the two major bodies of the lake to facilitate four-wheel drive access across the lake for participants and supplies alike. And the bridge needed to be aesthetically pleasing and fit the surrounding environment. After several meetings, the owner agreed to pay for materials if the Knights agreed to design, construct, and install the bridge. This project allowed the KFC to improve the tournament site and give back to the hosts who graciously donated the use of their lake year after year. The cost of materials was just over $5,000, and the estimated cost to complete the project professionally was $35,000. It is amazing what 16 dedicated Knights can do, and what is most noteworthy is that 10 of the Knights were over 70 years old, and one was over 90 at the time the project was completed. Our council has distinguished itself during the first 25 years it has been in existence. We strive to remain relevant in parish life and community service. So rather than just showing you what we do on a slide, let's show you what we do with slide and pictures. As stated earlier, our signature event is the annual Special Needs Fishing Tournament. The 2014 edition of the Special Needs Fishing Tournament, hosted by the Knights of Columbus, their friends, and sponsors, was a bigger success than years previous. Approximately 132 people registered to attend. 124 participants did attend and gathered their poles and bait and found their place to fish on the shores of Lake Lastcast near Dagonia Springs, Indiana. All fisher persons received prizes. Volunteers left with a smile on their face knowing they had contributed to an event that was bigger than themselves. Most vowed that they would return again next year with friends. Oh, and the statistics from the event? 347 fish were caught and released, 2,377 inches of fish measured, and the largest catch was a 25-inch catfish. 23 nights and 57 volunteers and approximately 60 chaperones donated over 1,000 hours of their time to ensure the event was a success. And as always, a special thanks goes to Ed and Peggy Coburn, who donate the use of Lake Lascast. Council 10257 conducted the 2015 council and regional level free throw contests in January and February 2015 at Boonville High School. At the council level, 10 boys and 6 girls participated in the event that required participants to shoot 15 free throws, and the one making the most attempts out of 15 was awarded first prize for their age group. Our regional winner, a girl, went on to the state competition where she participated. Council 10257 conducts fish fries every Friday throughout Lent. We claim to be the best fish fry in 2 counties, and we are. The fish fry serves the whole community, and with the Knights of Columbus leadership brings all the parish organizations together to execute the event. Youngsters from the CCD classes bus tables. The Ladies Club takes the lead in preparing sides and desserts, and the Men's Club pitches in to set up, conduct, and clean up after the event is completed in the parish social hall. Our council concluded the 2015 Substance Abuse Poster Awareness Contest with an awards and participation ceremony conducted after Masses on 8 March. 12 participants were recognized with certificates. 2 winners were recognized with winners' certificates and cash awards. Winning posters have been forwarded to the next level of competition. All Catholic students in public, private, and parochial schools ages 18 to 14 years old were asked to participate in the Substance Abuse Awareness Poster Contest. The contest required participants to develop an original poster and slogan idea designed to discourage their peers from experimenting with drugs and alcohol. Our council actively participated in the 2015 Polar Plunge, conducted in support of the Special Olympics of Warwick County. The Knights set up, assisted in the conduct of, and tore down the support structure necessary to conduct the plunge. Additionally, ladies of the council took the lead in preparing food and beverage to conduct the After Splash Bash Party for all who participated. Over 288 persons plunged, and approximately $50,000 was raised in support of the Special Olympics. A good time was had by all, and we count it another successful plunge. It is not unusual that our Knights go above and beyond the call of duty. 2 of our Knights were recognized by the diocese for their contributions. Our Deputy Grand Knight was awarded the Mother Teresa Award this past year, and our youngest 3rd-degree Knight was awarded the Maria Goretti Award in March. Council 10257 strives to remain relevant in parish life and community service. Join the council and you'll never need to look for something to do.